Hi everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to my first Froggy Friday collab. Okay, well, I'm showing you that I'm actually making little bugs for inside my Froggy, which is completely pointless, and I'm not even sure why I'm using tweezers to do this. I know how to bead, especially on wire. You don't need tweezers. I just think I was being extra. Now, thank you for joining this Froggy Friday collab with me. I'm Cindy, by the way, and I will be attaching the Froggy Friday playlist below. It is done with the creators of Karen from the Dragon's Cave and Lisa from the Girl in the Garage. And also helping out is Loula from Nerd Goblin Art, and Gert from Gert's Creates, Tim from the Bass Raisinator, and Chris from the Crafty Rat. And everybody's welcome to join with any craft, as long as it features a frog. Just reach out to the collaborators via email for further details. I'll be putting everybody's information in the description box. Okay, back to this. I'm still trying to make these bugs, which were completely pointless. Now I'm going to make the little pond that my Froggy is going to swim around in. I'm making this as my tribute to how much I love winters, especially Midwest winters. I'm a California girl, so it's been a little bit tough, but I've been here for 20 years, and I still hate it. So now I'm mixing up my little frozen pond. I took every possible blue glitter that I had and I mixed it all up and put it in this beautiful mixture, and I put the little snowflakes on the bottom, which then I realized as I'm going through all of this that the snowflakes should be on top, so we get to watch me fishing around for them. Great mess. I don't know even why I put them on the bottom. But here, they're showing back up. They're so pretty though. And look at that sparkle. I I was mesmerized just sitting watching this, and glitter is life. I agree with everybody in the resin community. Glitter is life. Hashtag glitter is life. I put a hashtag up, but I have no clue how to do that. But my wonderful editor husband may eventually be able to do that stuff for me. Didn't he do a good job? He is such a wonderful man, and I'm so lucky to have him. Okay, and I'm still messing around with this pond, but we're getting towards the end, and we'll be moving on to the next thing while I put this guy aside to harden up for my actual Froggy. Now I'm going to be mixing up the resin for my Froggy itself. I put the same glitter that I put in the pond into one cup, and into the next cup I put some iridescent kind of ghost glitter. And look at how pretty and shimmery this is. It does remind you of the fun parts of winter, the parts I like looking out the window at and not actually sitting and freezing my butt off doing. And I'm adding just some blue alcohol ink to this. It was a brand new bottle, and I proceeded to squirt it everywhere. I made a grand old mess making this frog, and actually had a blast doing it. Definitely beat away some of my winter blues. And now I'm mixing in... Oh, no, I'm still just mixing in my blue alcohol ink. And I decided I needed a little bit more because it wasn't dark enough for my liking. Got to get it all cold and wintry. I did consider actually submitting this for Andy's collab, but I didn't get it done in time. And plus I wanted to do my first Froggy Friday. I've been watching them forever, and I wanted to be a part of it. Now I'm just adding some pretty blue mica powder to my next cup. I think I did 4 cups, which was, I think, way too many different cups for my little baby Froggy. But he still came out so cute. I can't wait for you to see him. So here's my pretty blue, and this is my actual glitter mix. Look at how pretty it is. And I'm throwing in some snowflakes that I made using one of those little nail art molds. I made a bunch of little not frogs. I didn't put frogs in this. I put snowflakes on this. I can talk. Words are hard. And here's my little bugs that I made. I wanted to show where it was like he had eaten them and they had frozen in his stomach. So I made some gross little worms and a fly and proceeded to completely bury them, even though I used glue, which everybody's right. This is my first time using glue. It is a snotty, gloopy mess. I mean, look at that. But look, you can see the little worm going in and the frog hanging on for dear. Not the frog. Why do I keep saying frog? I mean fly. Wow. Cindy, you can talk. And no, look at this. I struggled with the glue. Yeah. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. I apologize. It doesn't look pretty. Oh my good. Oh. I'm sorry. I apologize. This isn't the. Oh. Oh. Okay. You can. Now I understand why people say they use scissors. This blue is so beautiful. My neighbor Sonia gave me this. She just one day brought by some Pearl-Ex powders, and that was one of the gorgeous colors. Thank you, Sonia. I love you. And here's more of my gloopy gluey mix. Oh, here we go. See, look, there's more of the bugs. I promise, see, they're in there. I worked very hard at making them and then proceeded to hide them. That's okay. I know they're in there and they make me laugh. And I made this little lily off camera. I did it off camera because I was actually using somebody else's tutorial and I needed my phone, which I record on, to actually watch the video to make it. And plus I used quite a few different tutorials to try and figure this out. Isn't it so cute though? I made it out of polymer clay. And I also made this lily pad using a similar tutorial. But I used all of my scrap clay. That's why it's this weird browny purpley color. So I'm just going to use some of my acrylic paint, paint it, and get it looking all lily pad-ish. I did multiple coats of this, and I did shading, and I tried to do some of the good shading that I've been learning from Loula on this. I think I did a decent job. I'm more of a cartoony kind of artist rather than a realistic, but I was trying really hard to actually get this to look pretty good. I wanted it to look like it came out of nature, and you just saw this little guy sitting out on his lily pad, hating / enjoying / wishing it was spring. I should have said hating / enjoying winter, wishing for spring. Because by this time in February, everybody that lives on, this hemisphere is just praying that the cold weather goes away and we start seeing our beautiful spring flowers. And next, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make our little guy some earmuffs. I mean, even frogs have ears, I think.
Hello?
And gotta keep those warm. Even if we can't keep our toes warm. I couldn't seem to figure out how to make him little froggy boots. Do frogs wear boots? I think it would be weird for frogs to wear boots. Well, it's weird for frogs to wear clothes. But I'm dressing him up in a clothing item anyway, because it's cute. I mean, look at these adorable little pom-poms. Once I show you, they're all sparkly. They're kind of similar to the little balls that my cat loves to play with. I find them all over my house. And under my stove. And under my refrigerator. My one older cat, she absolutely adores these kind of toys. So, this, I guess, is a nod to my sweet little Athena girl. Oh, 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 the strings. The strings are real with the glue gun. Am I the only one have a love-hate relationship with my glue gun? Glue guns. I have many glue guns. And now we are going to demold my frog. And you finally get your first little glance at what kind of frog he is and why I'm calling this my Froggy Salute to Winter. Because he is definitely saluting the age-old, everybody knows it, one finger salute. Look at him though, he is so cute. As soon as I saw him, this was my first thought, was I was going to do a frog salute to winter, just to show my true love of winter. Anybody here hear how much I don't like being cold? Don't like being cold. Now, he was a candle mold, though, so he's a little bit too matte for my liking, and I decided I was going to coat him with UV resin and make him all pretty and shiny so you can see all of that gorgeous glitter and the iridescent powder I put in him and that blue Pearl-X, and maybe possibly try and see the bugs. I wasn't very hopeful that you could, because the only really good clear portion is on his back, and it's not very clear. I'll have to revisit the whole showing something floating inside in a future video, maybe? We'll see. And I was trying to actually use my paintbrush to do this and make it, professional and not dirty, but then got my hand in it, and this brush started to shed on me, and I just went, you know what? Forget it. I'm using my hands. That's what God gave them to us for, right? We have hands. They're the best tool. So here I'm going to rub his little belly. Maybe I'm giving him a massage. Ooh, a good massage. Anybody up for it? I'm up for a good massage. They're always really nice. My husband gives the best massages. Okay, I digress. Alright, we're going to bake him under the lamp for a few minutes and make him all pretty and shiny and ready for his lily pad. But first, I'm going to add some snow. I found this packet of ancient expandable snow stuff that you put for around Christmas scenes, and it was super duper crunchy, and I didn't think it was going to actually work, but I mixed it with some glue and some paint and made this goopy gunky little mix, and I'm gonna put it on these stones. But first I want to glue down these stones. So I'm going to use some UV resin. Luckily I can use the UV resin underneath too, because this glitter mix is actually transparent enough that my UV light will go through the bottom of this mold too, because it's a transparent mold. So I'm just going to smush these around and add them where I think that they look like they would look natural in a pond. That's what I was going for, was the cartoony / natural. Is that a thing? Oh, hey, stone, get back in here. Did you see that? It was trying to escape. But I got it in there, and I am going to get it in here permanently. So we'll just keep putting the resin and hold the resin bottle right in front of the camera, because I have great camera work. I'm still working on my camera location setup. I still haven't nailed it down perfectly. The unfortunate thing is where my little rig is, I only have the tiniest amount of space that I can actually film in, so that's why I'm sometimes off camera. See, I'm showing you how crunchy and crumbly that is. And what else I added to it? My clear glue and my white mica powder, and I added some white paint into this weird little crunchy mix that I'm now going to add some UV resin to so I can get it to stick a little bit better on the frog and on my little lily pad. Oh, I did actually add it when I was putting it on my rocks. I kind of got this video out of order. I told my husband the wrong order, apparently. I'm still learning this whole thing, and then I just ship it off to my husband. That's what husbands are for, isn't it? To get them to help you do stuff? Anyway, my husband anyway. But he's the sweetest. He offered to help me do this so I could start my YouTube channel because he knows how to edit. He knows a lot more about electronics than I do. I'm lucky I can turn my phone on, let alone hit record. So I'm just going to keep dabbing all this little snow everywhere, just where I think it looks good and like something that you might see after a snowstorm where the wind might have blown it and made it pile up in this area but scour it off of that area and just make it look all wintry and chilly and want to curl up on the couch with blankets and a mug of hot chocolate, and behind the window you can watch the snow falling. That's the part of winter I like, is being all cuddly and warm inside and watching the prettiness outside. Growing up in Southern California, I rarely got to actually see snow falling. We'd have to drive up to the mountains for it. And here I'm going to show you I made the tiniest of ladybugs. I'm trying to make sure to add a ladybug for my mom for every single make. She's just such an inspiration and taught me so much about crafting and the joy of it and sharing it with people, and I just want to honor her when I'm doing stuff like crafting because she deserves it even if she's not with us anymore. And now I'm going to individually place each and every one of these gorgeous little snowflakes. These nail molds that you get are so intricate and beautiful. I mean, just look at them, and all I had to do was put a little color and a little UV resin and get these beautiful things. That's the amazing thing about crafting, is you can take nothing and turn it into something that never existed and will never exist in anybody else's hands. And I just think that's the most wonderful thing about art, and watching all the creative people on YouTube, watching their creations and inspiring each other. And that's what this whole collab is about, is just taking something as simple as a frog and seeing all the different and unique and amazing ways that people can make something out of something as simple as one idea, one word, one animal, a frog. And I've seen hundreds of different frogs and different froggy videos, and every single one of them is unique and amazing, just like every single person creating it is unique and amazing. And I think we all need to celebrate that with each other and just lift each other up and support each other in this space, because that's what it's all about, is sharing our love of these things. Taking something as simple as a piece of clay and making it into something beautiful. And I think that's special. Just like each and every one of you watching out there is special. And I hope you remember that. Remember that you are special. And that even on your bad days, somebody out there loves you and cares about you and hopes you're doing good. I know I am. I care about you, and I hope that you're doing good, and I hope you're enjoying watching this. Because that's the whole point, is sharing something I love with people I know appreciate it and are just wonderful. So I thank you. I thank you again for watching me just sit here and poke around and add snowflakes to a lily pad and little dewdrops and earmuffs on a frog. Except right now I'm not putting earmuffs on a frog, I'm putting snowflakes on my frog, along with some little, gathered snow, because he's just been sitting there with his finger up for so long that snow landed on it, and he was so ticked about it he didn't even bother to flick it off. And I've discovered that I actually like using tweezers to do this, even when the tweezers don't always cooperate. And I'm going to try again. You can do it this time. Can we do it? Yay! We did it! And again, I'm going to talk about the collaboration just to remind everybody. Please check out the description box and the link to the playlist in the description box. Make sure you watch everybody's videos. I'm sure that they are just as great this month as they were last month. And I also want to remind everybody that it's not going to be a weekly Froggy Friday collab anymore. It's a monthly one. I believe it's the second Friday of the month. I'm not 100% on that. That's a question for either Karen at the Dragon's Cave or Lisa at the Girl in the Garage or Loula or Gert or Tim or Chris. They have all of the answers. Like I said, this is my first one, so I'm still learning all of the different things that go along with it. Hopefully it won't be my last. I already have a idea for my next one, which was an idea from somebody in Discord. You know who you are, and if I do it, I'll let you know who she is too. Now I'm going to put the final pieces all together and make this actually my full winter salute. Finally freed it from its mold. And I can't really link where I got that mold. I actually got it from Nerdy Crafter's Smart Art box, the Not Another crap kit. Oh, now we get to see me trying to get into my super glue. Trying hard to get into my super glue. I actually pinched my fingers so bad trying to get into the super glue with these stupid things. You can see me, I'm struggling really hard. So I gave up. And I grabbed one of these little single-use ones, which sort of turned out better. this kind of super glue is hard to set. It doesn't set very quickly, and it gets all over the place because it's real liquidy, and you gotta hold it. I need to get some of that accelerator stuff. Sorry, I got engrossed in watching my own video. I didn't mean to pause there. You know, you disassociate yourself and a video when you're enjoying watching your own thing, forgetting that you created it yourself. But I really, really had a blast making this.
Oh,
I've been
my
enjoying resin. This is a new toy for me. I've been crafting my whole life. Oh, and we see why these little single-use super glues aren't the greatest. Sorry, I digress, but I proceeded to explode that little bottle all over my hand, glued the paper towel to my finger. Now I'm going to try and pick it off my finger. Oh, doesn't it hurt to get super glue off of your hand? So I pulled out the acetone. I'm breaking out the big guns because I had to at least get the paper towel unstuck from my finger so I could wash my hands properly. I'll take care of the rest of the super glue later. But, so frustrating. But, doesn't stop me. We persevere. Okay. We're going to make it through this winter challenge.
First made
now I'm showing all the different options for hats. I actually crocheted these hats, but nope, didn't fit. So I decided to crochet a smaller one, but nope, didn't fit. So then I found this little hat, but nope, didn't fit. And that's why I made these guys. Because these definitely fit. So we're going to put these on my little guy's head instead. I'll figure out a home for those hats someday, somewhere. They won't go to waste because crafters never throw anything away, do we? Hoarders to the core. There's always a someday use, isn't there? So now we are going to give him his final little home. We're going to take this hateful super glue that, fought back and fight with it and make our Froggy home on his little lily pad to try and keep his, little froggy bum out of the icy wintry pond. And we're going to hold it here for a minute or two and hope he stays. And now we're going to give him his little earmuffs to try and get those little ears warm. I think I have him where frog ears are. Somebody will have to let me know in the description box if frogs have ears. They have to, don't they? And I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Enjoy my little song.
Why did I move from California to Ohio? Weather is so different, but I did it for love, and I would do it again, even though I'm crafting with cold tones, crafting with glitter and resin, making a winter frog. Just a little F you to winter. Spring doesn't come quick enough. Why did I move from California to Ohio? Weather is so different, but I did it for love, and I would do it again, even though I'm crafting with cold tones, crafting with glitter and resin, making a winter just a little FU to winter. Spring doesn't come quick enough.